Hello and welcome back to The Movies Made Us Do It. Me and Matt are back. How are you, Matt?
I am pretty good, sir, other than being hot. All right. How are you?
Yes. Good. We are, yeah. So, I've kind of delayed putting episodes out in the hope that we should now be about a week ahead of ourselves. So, like, if we ever have to cancel or whatever, it's never going to be a problem. So, Winchester is coming out this week. So, for reference, while we're recording this one, it is fucking boiling. If you're in England, it was this week that we recorded the episode because you'll know which week it was. Unusually, I think, record-breaking hot for this time of year. And England, unlike, other countries where they're like, oh, it's way hotter here than in England, we get the shittest heat imaginable. It's like the muggiest, closest, most humid, horrendous heat. It's not a nice heat at all. It's just horrible. And that's what we got right now. So there we go. We're going to get through it, though. Hopefully you can't hear the fan that's going beneath my feet. It's keeping me alive, so it has to stay on, I'm afraid. But in any case, watched lots of movies. One I even forgot I watched until you reminded me, so that was convenient.
Well, let's start with that one then. Let's get that one out of the way.
Oh, okay. So we are going to kick off with Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan's Ghost War. This is, of course, the Amazon Prime series now movie follow up to the series. They had like 3-4 seasons of the series. Really enjoyed the series. And I think I've said before, I really appreciate finally getting the same Jack Ryan actor in multiple things,
Yeah.
Because it was a bit of a thing back in the day. It's like, oh, a new Jack Ryan movie starring a new actor.
Well, is it only Ford that did 2?
I think so.
Yeah,
I could be
everybody
wrong.
else has only done 1, I think, haven't they?
Yeah. But and they're all quite different interpretations of the character as well. That's the thing. They're not even remotely playing the same character. But I really enjoyed the series. Thought the cast were great. Really liked it right up to the end. To be honest, I wasn't. I think it peaked for me earlier on, but it was still very good.
Yeah.
And I thought it was done.
My memory of the last season is pretty hazy. I remember watching it. I remember thinking it was okay, and that's about it.
I remember thinking it was okay, and I was like, cool, that's fine. At least it's done now, and it didn't get really bad or anything. Like, it was fine.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, he got tortured. They, like, burnt his back or something, and then, like, an hour later, he was running around again, and I was like, what? That's what this show was really careful to avoid for most of the series, that it started getting a bit silly.
It did slide a bit into... And I think that this movie kind of continues that.
Well, this movie has... Yeah, this movie's an interesting one, because I think a lot of what made, for me at least, the Jack Ryan series really good... And it's not that they haven't done it in previous movies. There were bits of that Jack Ryan smartest man in the roomness to the series, to the films in the past. But you're very limited when it's a film and an action film, right? And I think one of the best things about it being a series is that you really did get to spend time with Jack Ryan, being the smartest man in the room, doing the analysis, working the stuff out, working out the intricate plots and revealing what's hidden in plain sight or whatever. And this is an action movie, so there's very little of that and much more. And there's a little bit, but for the most part, it just rushes from scene to scene, action scene to action scene, and it felt very... I mean, it almost feels like a different universe in a weird way. It's familiar characters, but the pacing and the tone is very different, being an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't dislike it, but...
No, I didn't either.
But it is very Amazon Prime movie, as opposed to a kind of...
It has
somewhat
got
grounded...
They do sort of have a sort of style of action movie, don't they? That this sort of slots right into.
Yeah, and it does, in a weird way, now that I've said that, it does have that the feel of a classic TV movie. You know,
yeah,
it's like here's MacGyver. It's a series.
Yeah.
It's a movie now. It's like, well, it's just more of the series, but very short.
Yeah.
So, Greer is now deputy director of the CIA. And yeah, I mean, everyone in this movie is like fast track to promotion. But something in Greer's past, hidden past, and it does link quite nicely in with season 1, which I appreciated because we knew in season 1 that Greer had been demoted and kind of booted out. And, you know, he was kind of sent to that area of the CIA, wasn't he? As kind of almost like a punishment, it was kind of seen as.
Well, which season, one of the seasons he was on his bloody last legs, and we were expecting him to car kit at any moment.
That was season 2, I think. He had the heart attack, didn't he, in Russia or something?
Yeah. And now he's doing full-on fucking action scenes.
He ain't give a fuck anymore. That pacemaker is sorted. Don't worry about it. I
mean, admittedly, it was a car chase and not him running around, but
there was a bit, and I mean, a brief spoiler. Skip the next 10 seconds if you don't want spoilers right now. Skip. But you know, they are like, oh, now you're the fucking head of the CIA. And it's like he's like, no, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. It's like, no, sir, you know the rules around this. You are now the head, and I feel like they should have done way more to protect him from that point on, and they kind of don't. They just kind of let him do what he wants.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like you know, like the president of the United States. If there's an attack, they get rid of him. They're like, no, you're fucking leaving now. Like, it's not a choice. You're leaving. You know, and you'd expect them to do that, but they're kind of like, oh, okay, I guess we'll do what you want. We'll just go along with your plan. It's fine. So this plot, it ties in nicely with Greer's past. Something in Greer's past, and someone he used to work with has wanted to meet him in person, have a meeting in person, but in the end, Jack, of course, gets sent fresh out of retirement, and off he goes. You get the usual characters return, which is always nice. Now we're joined by MI5, I think, agent. 6, 5, 6, one of them. Yeah. Played. Who plays her?
Sienna Miller.
Sienna Miller, yes, who was fine. I thought was fine. She was a fine addition.
I like Sienna Miller a lot. She's been in some really great stuff.
Yeah, and she was fine in this.
It's got a great British cast, actually. You've got Sienna Miller, Max Beasley, who's the bad guy. You've got JJ Field, and you've got Douglas Hodge. Who I love Douglas Hodge. Ever after watching oh God, what was it called? The Empress, Catherine the Great. The Great. It was called The Great. Watching The Great series, he played Velementov, who's this slightly psychotic general. And he now is in my head. Every time he pops up, he's just Velementov. Just
okay, yeah, sure.
And he's great in this. He only gets like slight spoilers. He only gets to be in the beginning of the movie for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
but he's good when it turns up.
Yeah, and I think that again to its credit, you know, they made a movie that's set in the UK. And they actually used UK actors. They didn't just, fuck it. They were actually clearly in London in places, which I appreciated. Like, okay, you actually went there and you actually filmed some stuff. And
although it was quite funny. It was quite funny when I can't remember where it is. They're in one place and then suddenly they're in Greenwich.
Oh well, that yeah.
And me and my wife looked at each other and went, "What, in 5 minutes? I don't fucking think so."
Well, yeah. I mean,
plus you're not getting anywhere in 5 minutes in London. No way.
No, I mean, and they even make a joke of it because when they first get to the UK, they get to a hangar where the guy's like, "Oh no, sorry, that was in Dubai, wasn't it? Or was it Dubai?" When she's like, "Oh, that would get us around quick," and it's a helicopter, and they're like, "No, you have to use a car for plot purposes."
That was actually, I like that though. That was that
was great.
That was a little thing for later. It's like, oh no, that's already been spoken for, and you think, well, we know where that's going then.
Yeah. So I don't really have too much to say about it. Really, it was a bit more silly and over the top and
Yeah.
action orientated than the show
Mhm.
was. That was I kind of expected that going in.
Yeah.
So I didn't hate it. I had fun.
Mhm.
Though this was the movie I forgot that I watched. I did enjoy watching it.
Well, I think that's the problem, isn't it? I think that's the main problem with it. Is it's very generic. It's very,
Yes.
you know, if it wasn't for the fact that it has Krasinski and Wendell Pierce in it,
Yeah, 100%.
you probably completely forget it and not
And if
recall
I
it. Like,
wasn't, yeah, and if I wasn't 3-4 seasons deep into this show and
Mhm.
invested, I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have watched it. You're
And that's
right.
not to say it's bad. It's got some nice little. It's got
No,
some nice gun. It's got some nice gun fights.
car
Um,
chases.
yeah, it's got a really
Yeah.
good. I actually really enjoyed that the car chase
Mm,
with James Greer. It was great.
yeah.
Um,
It's fine. It's
yeah,
fine. It's just very much a condensed. It
I
is a movie version of a TV show, and it kind of
and
feels
I
that
think
way.
the problem is because it's not so it's slightly removed from the series to
Mm.
be the acting it is. It does feel like a knockoff Mission Impossible.
Yes, it does, and it also, yeah, it really does. Now that you've said that, yeah, like a lower stakes, low budget Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
But it does as well, I think, suffer from. I feel like if you were gonna make because I'm all for it, you're gonna make a Jack Ryan movie. I kind of feel like you make your Jack. I feel like you make your series build up to the movie. And then the series ends on a big cliffhanger, and you're like, Jack Ryan returns, and the big finale's going to be a movie. Cool.
Yeah.
But here it's like, no, that series wrapped up really nicely. We don't need any more. And now you're just shoving a movie out anyway, and it just
Yeah, it does.
kind of felt forced and unnecessary to me. It's like you could have just, I would have left it where, because it's not like we're going to the cinema to see this. We're seeing it on
No.
Amazon Prime. So the only place to watch the show is on Amazon Prime. So we've already subscribed. So it's not like we have to pay to go see the movie and you'd be really annoyed that the series ended on a cliffhanger and now you have to go to the cinema and pay 15, 16 quid. Like, you're going to see it on Amazon Prime, so it's fine. And I just think it would have been better if they built and then gone, yeah, our big finale to the show is a movie. Not,
Well, I mean,
here's the end of the show, and then a few years later be like, oh, we're just going to shoot out a movie too, you know?
I do find it weird that they've sort of they have changed Jack a bit and that
He's a bit more actiony.
one he's a bit actiony, which I don't have a problem with. But what I do find weird is by this point in the books, he's already got 2 kids and he's married.
Yeah, he's single again in this.
They completely scooped that away.
They were like, no, you need to fancy Sienna Miller, so
Yeah,
single again.
which is a bit weird because I mean, clear in the Ford ones, his family's pretty much, prevalent in all of those movies, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
and I think in Sum of All Fears he's dating. I think in Sum of All Fears. But yeah, it's an interesting.
I know he ends up being president in the books, which
Does he?
Yeah, he becomes president.
Wow.
I think he does 2 non-consecutive terms as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That seems a little. Let's hope they don't do that.
I know I know they've got books with his son Jack Jr.
Right.
Which I don't think were written by Clancy, but
this yeah, I mean this guy's single, so it's going to be a while before we get the son doing anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a terrible movie, not bad at all. It was fun, it was pacey, it passed the time, fun action movie.
Yeah.
You know, not the most intelligent of plots, kind of by the numbers, fine.
Yep.
Like you said, Mission Impossible Light. That's pretty good, pretty apt description.
It has the fact that you've got Krasinski and Pierce.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cast.
Helps it slightly above a lot of the other generic action movies like this that
100%.
Amazon have done. So
yeah,
you do have that. There was one moment that I felt was really fucking weird. when the Mike character, they were in Dubai,
Mm.
and he was talking. They're talking about crime in Dubai or something, and the guy said, "Oh, we've got drones watching everything," and his character said, "Oh, that's
That's
surprising."
reassuring. That's genuinely reassuring, I think.
Yeah, and I thought, what the fuck?
Well, I'm assuming this movie was made with Dubai money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty big ad for Dubai. They were like, "Look how wonderful Dubai is! Come visit Dubai."
Yeah.
And it was like, "We're the most
Yeah,
technologically advanced city in the world." And
I wasn't buying it when they did it in Mission Impossible. I'm not fucking buying it now.
No. But yeah, I did think that was weird because it didn't even make sense for his character to say that.
No.
Because he's
No,
always
he's
been like
why would he want to be constantly followed by drones?
Totally. I feel like if he'd said, right now, that's genuinely reassuring. That would be something. Do you know what I mean? Like that's reassuring in this moment for this particular situation. That's reassuring. But for him to be like, "Oh yeah, that's genuinely reassuring. That's great." It's like, no, let's think of your job, sir. Think of your career.
Weird.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. It was a big ad for. Yeah, it was a big ad. Let's be honest. I'm pretty sure there was some money coming that way.
Lots of money coming that way.
But in any case, well worth a watch. I think if you're invested in the series, if you've not watched the series, I would definitely recommend watching the series over this movie.
Oh god, yeah.
But if you're invested in the show, it didn't like shit all over it or anything. It was fun.
No.
Yeah. So, what else have you watched?
So which should we go for? Should we do? Let's do Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Starring Ryan Gosling and James Ortiz. And a puppet. And it's about it's about the suns. All of the suns. Yeah. They've discovered something in space. Looks like specks in space. And they are blacking out the suns. The suns are dimming, but not just our sun, every sun, except for one sun. There is one sun out there that for some reason has not been attacked by this mysterious space substance. And so the plan, a Hail Mary plan, if you will, is a project to send a crew out to this sun to find out what the deal is. That crew will obviously die because it takes forever to get there, and they won't have the fuel to get back because it's an experimental fuel. And so they will then send back the valuable information and research that they find via a probe. They'll send probes back, and then they'll just die of old age or whatever. They'll just lack of oxygen. They'll just die.
Well, I mean, you do get that moment where he's talking to the scientists, and they all say how they want to go. They're all gonna.
I'm gonna shoot myself. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
One of them says, "Was it heroin and something?" They're gonna shoot
it was like heroin and morphine or something, wasn't it? It was like a horrendous concoction of shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So we see through flashbacks because it kind of starts with Ryan Gosling's character waking up on the ship, and he soon realizes the crew's dead. The other two people that went with him, it's just him. And we're kind of introduced like almost cold open. We don't really know what's going on ourselves. And then we see flashbacks through the movie because he doesn't remember what happened. I guess due to him waking up and being in stasis, and slowly his memory comes back and we see bits and pieces of how he came to be in the situation he's in, being a school teacher in space. But of course they reach he reaches the sun in question, starts to do his experiments, and then an alien spaceship arrives, or he spots the alien spaceship, and it approaches, and after some toing and froing, they communicate with each other, and this is what you've seen in the trailer is Rocky, the little puppet rock monster, who is an alien from Star Trek V. He's one of them rock monsters that never got made.
I was thinking he was like a Throllan, but the rock monsters from 5. Yeah,
from
that
Star
makes
Trek
more
5.
sense. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I know that works too. But anyway, he's cute, and so we then have this slightly misleading, I thought, trailer for a wonderful movie. Curious what you thought of this movie. I loved it,
I
actually.
adored it.
Excellent.
I'm going to be surprised if I see anything better this year. Actually,
I must admit, I was like, this is contender for number 1 this year.
Yep.
And it's between 2 movies right now. But they were both excellent. So, yeah, this movie was fucking superb. I thought the trailer was a little misleading, though not in a bad way necessarily. I thought the trailer to me made it kind of seem like it was going to be like this hard sci-fi movie. And then about halfway through the movie, I was like, oh, it's kind of a family movie, actually. It's kind of a, it's got a family movie vibe. And it was great. It wasn't a bad thing. It was like, oh, that's cool. And I was watching it on a Sunday. It was kind of perfect. I was like, this is excellent.
The writer would have rather that they didn't show Rocky on the trailer.
Yeah, I think that would have been better, actually.
But it would have been. It's so hard to sell a movie right these days.
No, it is, especially a movie like this, because it is very much based around their friendship. Like, if you're not buying, I can see why that's in the trailer, because it's like, if you're not buying this, you're fucked, because that's the whole movie.
If you would have just made it look like a hard science fiction movie, maybe not as many people would have gone to see it. Yeah.
I thought it looked harder in the trailer than it was in reality. But I kind of, if I'm honest, I went into this movie expecting to like it. It seemed right up my street.
Yeah.
But it surpassed my expectations. It surpassed them. I thought this movie was beautiful in places. I thought it was extremely well written. Believable friendship.
I think
believable, go on.
One of the best things about the movie, about the writing of the movie, is it's such a clever way of getting us to know what's going on while he is getting to know what's going on, because he wakes up with no memory of what, and you find out why that is at the end.
Yes.
So you're journeying through the movie with him, with his memories coming back to him.
He is the vehicle for the audience too, which is great when it's your protagonist. You can do that with.
It's wonderful. It's Ryan Gosling is such a really good physical comedian as well.
Fantastic.
The little screams he gives when he wakes up, like trying to move his body.
When he's trying to get away from the robots that are trying to help him.
And the computer's going, your muscles won't be working just yet, and he's just flopping around and really funny. And he's just really great.
And when he sits in the pilot seat, they're like, pilot detected. He's like, I'm not a pilot. Like, I'm a school teacher.
And I love the whole, the first memories coming back to him of him talking to his kids.
Yeah,
and you get to see what kind of teacher
they blackmailed him into telling them the news, and then all cried.
It's so funny. he tries to distract him with the ball is lava, and they just throw it back hard at him and go, so here's the question. It's like, no, you can't pass the thing. You've got to answer the question. And he's like, God damn it. It's like, ask your dad, ask your parents.
But then he does, and they start getting really upset, and it's like, oh God.
And he's like, we've got nothing to worry about except for the sun is going to dim in the next 30 years, and we might all we might all freeze to death. And all the kids like, oh. It's like, yep, that's pretty shit.
But
I love Sandra Huller when
she's wonderful in this. She's so good in this.
I've only seen her in one other thing, which was that Anatomy of a Fall. which
Did
came out a couple of
you?
years ago, which I think was on my top list of that year.
Did you like me? Now, granted, I was drinking wine on Sunday. I was probably about half a bottle of wine in at this point of the movie.
Yeah.
But dude, I just wanted to cheer when she got up and sang. I was so happy for her. I was just like, "Yay, good!" You know, it's such a lovely scene.
It was a
it was wonderful.
moment for her
It
character.
really was. It was a really lovely scene.
Because we'd seen her be this sort of, this complete badass, this complete almost robot.
Well, and she's cold because she's sending people to their deaths.
Yeah.
For the greater good, but she kind of has to be cold to these people because they're going to die, and she's sending them to die. But it's this wonderful scene in the middle of this movie where they're doing some karaoke and everyone's goofing about, and she leaves, goes outside, and
no, he leaves. He's watching the.
Oh, she follows him. That's right. She follows him outside.
No, she's already outside. She's just stood watching the water, and he talks to her, and then. And he says
that he basically convinces her to go back and just go and unwind,
Yeah, he starts talking about how everybody in there is enjoying themselves, and they're all like they're coupling off, and he was kind of alone. He was kind of sort of sat at the bar, not enjoying it so much. And when he goes out to talk to her, I think he asks her if she believes in God at that point, and she says yes.
Yes, he does.
And he says, why? And she says, well, what's the alternative?
And
it's like, oh, okay, nice.
And she talks about how she was a singer. Isn't she like... did she sing for some orchestra or something, I think she says? She
sings for a choir.
A choir, that's right. She sings for a choir. And it's just a lovely little scene in the middle of the movie, but I thought it was wonderful.
Beautiful.
Honestly, every performance in this movie is great. Every performance.
That scene isn't in the book. They actually did that for the movie, and I think that the writer said, "I'm glad you did that. It was a really good scene."
Yeah, it's a lovely scene. But literally all the characters, even the smaller parts in the movie. Like I loved the Japanese guy in the boardroom when they start talking about stuff, and he just kind of strikes up this friendship with this guy over the table.
Yeah.
That was great.
Is it Carl, the bodyguard? He's so
great.
funny. I love that when
and that was really nice as well when he's getting knocked out, and Carl's like, I think his name is Carl. He was like, you've got this, you've got this,
you got
this.
Do this,
I mean, they go shopping and stuff. Oh, it's such a good movie.
When he says to him, Carl, do we have an expense account? And he's like, no. It's like,
but I do. Really.
They're like bowling with the bloody tape and the cooking foil. It's so wonderful that and I even like it. He buys all those M&Ms and not M&Ms, Skittles. And when they get back and they're making things, all the security guards in the background are eating Skittles.
Yeah. But as you can probably guess, because I guessed pretty much as soon as the movie had started, the alien Rocky has found himself in the same situation. So everyone died on his ship. He doesn't know why. They've all died. And so they're both in the same situation. It turns out he was there to save his planet. Because it's also under threat. His is one of the other stars, obviously. So he's there to try and figure this out too. And so they're very much parallels for each other. But there are some lovely moments of the misunderstandings between them are really, really funny in places. But also really heartwarming moments, like where fist my bump, the wonderful scenes like where it turns out that when Rocky's species goes to sleep, they can't be woken up. They have to kind of wake up by themselves, and they're like indiscernible between being dead or alive. So their species are very much like, oh no, we watch each other while we sleep. I have to watch you while you sleep. Like they have this whole thing about like, I need to watch you while you sleep, and then of course he does the same with him. And it's a very sweet movie. It definitely tugs on the emotions in places, and
the relationship between them is absolutely fucking amazing.
I
love that. Brilliant. I'm not a big I'm not a big hard science fan. There are certain hard
I
science
am,
movies I like a lot,
but yeah,
but I'm not a big, because it's like The Martian. The Martian's a great movie, but I watched it
yeah,
once. I never want to watch it again.
sure.
This entirely different. I think that
Oh,
because of
it's great.
but I do like the sort of the stuff like when he says when he figures out why Rocky's crewmates died because of the
Yeah,
way they
it's
don't because
radiation. You know.
yeah they don't perceive because of their rock based and they don't have eyes in the same way that we do. They don't know certain things about the universe. They haven't discovered,
Yeah.
as he says, I think it's relative. They haven't discovered relativity, and
Mm.
they don't know about radiation. So,
That's right.
so
Because it turns out they see through echolocation, don't they? Is his
yeah,
voice?
and the where he was, because I think he's like the engineer. Where he was protected from the radiation, but the rest of the crew weren't.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's really sad when you when he sort of tells him and he finds out and
Oh, and when
yeah
he says like couldn't fix, it's like, oh
yeah
Jesus, you know.
it's so fucking good. And
It's
I love all the whole sort of build up for them communicating and him figuring out that they use echolocation. He's like him giving him the tape measure and saying, no, the writing's on the other side. And he figures out, oh, he can't see the writing, so he shows him the clock and he puts the things on it so that he can see
mm,
the he gets the information back to him, and it's wonderful. And the scene where he chooses a voice is great,
yeah,
and you
that
get
was great.
and what I also love is that James Ortiz, who's the voice, he's actually the puppeteer of Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
So he was voicing the character while they were doing the puppets, and apparently the idea was that they were going to find someone to voice it, like a star, to
Yeah.
voice it later. And apparently
Mm-hmm.
they tried a few people out, and they were like, well, to be honest, none of these sounds as good as his was when we initially filmed it, so let's just use his voice, and it works really well. It's such a good voice.
Yeah, I agree. The voice is absolutely perfect. Um, I just the visuals of this movie,
Hmm?
uh,
Yeah,
just gorgeous. The
yeah,
star when they're naming the planet
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that, and he's like boring. It's like,
yeah,
what do you
yeah.
mean
I've
boring?
seen
It's
it. It's boring.
gorgeous.
Yeah, because he can't see any of that.
No. He's like, this is boring.
Yeah,
But yeah, I absolutely adored this
yeah.
movie. I really have nothing to complain about, which is boring, I know to say, but I loved this movie from beginning to end. I loved this movie.
Yeah,
I assume half the budget, by the way, went on the Two of Us, right? The Beatles song, like that could have been cheap.
probably. I mean, the soundtrack is fucking amazing. It's got
Oh yeah, Scorpions, and it's great.
yeah, it's a really great soundtrack, and the actual sound design is fucking amazing as well.
Oh yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, really
So,
good.
I mean, yeah, like you, I've got no bad things to say about it.
I can't
It's
even nitpick it. I thought it was about 2.5 hours, and it went
yeah,
super
flew
fast.
by.
It no pacing issues, no
No,
acting issues, no writing
no,
issues. I just thoroughly. It's been a long time since since the other film I saw, really, where I actually sat there and was like, no, this is just thoroughly entertained me. I have no notes. Like, that was just great. That
no,
made me feel like almost like a kid again watching a movie, actually, where I was like,
yeah.
oh, this is just fucking wonderful. You know,
And
it's
I watched it
difficult at this stage. We watch so many movies and we review movies all the time, and it's hard to turn that off.
mhm.
When you're watching a movie, and I was just like, no, this is just thoroughly enjoyable to me. This is
Yeah,
great.
and I watched it with my brother-in-law who's read the book,
Oh, how does it compare to the book?
and
That's
he said
interesting.
he understood all the bits that they've cut out and the bits that they didn't do.
Hmm.
Um, and he told me, you know, things like Rocky apparently had been there already for years, like possibly
Right,
100 years
because he was
before.
closer to the
And he'd been on his own. He was out there on his own for years. Just
okay, yeah.
there.
The movie definitely doesn't communicate that.
Yeah.
So
And there were a number of other things that they added for the movie, which apparently worked really well too, like the singing and stuff. And there's a lot of things that you get with her character that you don't. That you get a lot of stuff about while he's away. They're all the things they try to get the Earth warm, so they accelerate global warming.
right.
Apparently, they completely concrete the Sahara Desert and coat it completely in solar panels.
Right.
So they do. There's a lot of stuff in the book that you're like, whoa, fucking hell. Especially with the straight character, the strapped character, you know, and I think they end up putting her in prison as well. You don't get any of that.
No,
there is
no.
Although I did read there is a suggestion of that in the end when slight spoiler at the end when she's on the ship. There's a tattoo on her.
Oh, is there? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's a tattoo on her neck, which I did notice, but didn't think anything of. I just thought, oh, she's just got a tattoo. Apparently, the directors decided that was their hint that she'd done time because of it was a prison tattoo.
Right. Okay.
But I certainly did pick up on that, but I only know because I read it. But this is such a tremendous movie.
It's 100% lived up to the hype. Surpassed it for me.
It has. And you know, like he says at one point about that he doesn't have a face and faces are overrated. This is one of those times where it's proof that you can fall in love with basically a collection of rocks.
Yeah, we could write a thesis on how this differs from Baby Yoda type characters and how well this is executed and works despite not being traditionally cute and so good.
It's everything about it. Soundtrack, music, acting, visuals. It's
pacing, direction.
Pacing, directing. It's an absolute fucking triumph, and I would recommend it to anybody. And I think even if you're not a sci-fi fan, I think there's enough in it that will keep you going. It's you know the core of the relationship between Rocky and what's his bloody name, Grace.
Yes,
are just really, really good. And I love because of the way his memory unfolds as it's going along. You get these little things about his character, and these little, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I mean, I think I kind of saw the way it was going when he gets there's certain things about his character that you think that's surprising, and then when you get to a certain point, you're like, no, that's not surprising. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised at how it unfolded. Yeah, what a fucking movie! It is so good, absolutely brilliant. It's the best thing I've seen in fucking ages.
Yep, absolutely loved it. Recommend. What else have you watched?
So I will go with Ready or Not. No, not Ready
2.
or Not. Let's go. Yeah, look, all right. I was actually going to go with Send Help, actually, but
I've pressed the thumbnail.
Yeah. my brain saw the wrong thing and went.
It's all right. We'll do that one next. So Ready or Not 2, here I come. Picking up directly after the last movie, immediately after the last movie.
Immediately after the last movie.
It's very Halloween 2, I said when I was watching it, because we're in the hospital just after the
not a terribly good thing, but
no. I think it's better than Halloween 2, but yeah.
Oh god, yes.
So yes. So after surviving the previous attack, Grace is in hospital where she is visited by her sister, who they do not get along at all.
Yeah.
They haven't spoken for years. And she questions, she's like, why the fuck are you even here then? And she's like, because I'm still your emergency contact, you dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Because in the first movie, she told everybody in that family that she has no family.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, okay, you've seen it in the trailers, you know she's got a sister, but
Yeah.
movie-wise, you don't know she had a sister until this point.
No, and it's kind of one of those, again, it's the same marketing issue.
Yeah.
How on earth would you market this movie without letting slip that she has a sister in this movie? Because it's like the core of the whole movie. So yeah, they had to give that away. But
and I think Catherine Newton's a fucking great choice for her sister as well, because she just keeps impressing me with her horror movie choices.
And do you know what's so good about her character for me is that when she turned up, I was like, oh, I hate you. You're so annoying. And by the end of the movie, I loved her. It was like, yeah, this movie did a really good job of introducing her as someone that you, much like Grace, you're like, yeah, I dislike her too. She's really annoying. And now you're stuck with her for the movie. And then as it goes on, you're like, oh god, no, she's great. They're both great. So, following the last movie, there is now a power vacuum of sorts where they need to decide who is the head of the throne. Who's gonna have the throne?
Yeah. So initially, it was just about that one family who made a deal with the devil to get their fortune. This movie basically tells you they were just one part of a cabal of families that have all sold their souls to the devil, and they all control everything.
Yeah.
So you've got the current throne inhabitor is David Cronenberg's character.
Brilliant.
Chester Danforth, who has twin children, Ursula and Titus.
Yes.
And he tells them that, there's now that there's a seat missing, they have to, go for this title again. They have this ring that the throne gets, and he basically gives himself up so that they can enter the competition, because I guess they couldn't otherwise or something. There's not only now is there a spare seat, there's also the actual main seat is
because he's clearly on his last legs. David Cronenberg looks like he's about to keel over at the best of times, but here he is genuinely on his last legs. So it's given up to Titus and his sister, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, who I fucking love Buffy. I love that show.
Oh, yeah.
I loved her as Buffy, but I've always said she's so much better as a villain. She's so much better as a villain.
She's actually
anytime she plays a villain or a complete piece of shit, I'm like, yeah, you're really good at that. Really good at that. I mean, she's great. She's great as Buffy, but I think when she's doing villain, I'm like,
she first showed that in was it Cruel Intentions?
Yeah, which was great. Again,
she is absolutely amazing in Cruel Intentions. She is such a bitch.
Superb. And again here it was like, oh my god, she's so good as a villain. And of course you got Elijah Wood as well.
I really loved the relationship between her and her brother.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
And I love that you can see them like constantly pushing him, and there were little. You see his character having little tweaks for it that you think, oh, this dude's gonna fucking.
It's not gonna end well. Yeah.
He's gonna snap at some point. He's getting pushed too far, and it's What I did love about this movie is that because of the way it's done, it actually became different. It didn't just follow the tropes of the first movie.
I really appreciated that too. Actually, I thought exactly the same.
With the addition of all the other families and how they're all fucked, they're all shit, they're all terrible.
Oh, they're all absolutely horrible. Yeah.
And I love there's this sort of because of their, you get the very nature of evil. They're all trying to get one over on each other. But you also get the Chinese one who's actually quite reasonable and comes up with a plan which doesn't quite work out for her, but it does sort of work out, as it were. And I like the way Elijah Wood's character, the lawyer, they just sort of they ask him questions, and he's like, "Well, there's nothing about it in the laws." And you think,
Yeah.
okay. I love the way he just, as long as the book's safe, there's so many movements where like things are exploding and stuff, and he's just moving the book out of the way.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood, I so love Elijah Wood's career since Lord of the Rings, because he loves horror movies, and I love that he's just, throws himself into these roles of like where he plays grotesques and just horrible people, and he is absolutely seems to be loving his life.
Yes,
which is
100%.
And he seems to be having a career that he's enjoying.
He's again loving being a villain. It's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of deals with the devil, Nestor Carbonell is not aging at all. Like what's going on? He is just looks the same as he did in fucking Dark Knight, the same as he's looked his entire career.
I think he's just very well maintained, isn't he?
Very well maintained. He has some of the funniest scenes early on as well. He is great. Yeah, I love the scene with him trying to snipe them. I will say no more than that, but it was very funny.
God, yeah.
So anyway, this is another movie I really enjoyed.
He will always be Batman well to me.
Yeah.
I loved him in the first Tick series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is another win for me. I really enjoyed this movie. I actually thought Ready or Not was really, really good, and I was like, meh, sequel. Honestly, I had a really good time with this.
I thought the same thing. I thought, it's going to be difficult to do.
It's going to be more of the same. That's the worry, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And to a certain extent, it is because of the nature of what they do. But the way they do it, opens up different avenues. And though you initially think, oh God, the addition of the sister is just going to be fucking annoying. And at first it is, because it's supposed to be, I think.
No, I think that was intentional. I think it really was.
Yeah. They are so good. The way they bounce off each other is brilliant.
And they're believable siblings as well. Like, they squabble like siblings.
Yeah.
And their chemistry is believable.
Yeah. They just really, really work, bounce off each other so well. Even in the moments where they're like, fuck it, I've had enough of you. I'm fucking off.
and again with the twist at the end. How she gets out of the situation.
Yeah, you sort of know there's going to be something coming.
I saw that coming. Like when she says what she says, and she's like, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I know where this is going, exactly where this is going.
Yeah.
But again, you're like, but I can't wait for it to happen. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just really enjoying waiting for it to happen.
And I think that's the difference between a lot of these sequel movies and the way they unfold. Most of the time, because we've seen so many fucking horror movies, we know where it's going, and I think it's usually about how they do it for you to enjoy. And with this one, it was a case of, I know what's going to happen here, but I want to see how they do it, and they pull it off absolutely brilliantly.
It was great. It was great.
It was just so great, and you just know it, and I like the whole. You try not to give anything away, but the whole you can sell your soul to join this thing, and it will, and the actual genuine dilemma of her, the question of why she should do it. You really actually feel the weight of that decision.
You do. I think if I had a single nitpick with it at that point, that ending bit opens with Elijah Wood's character saying, "Good morning." I'm like, she survived till morning. She can just leave now. just walk away. But I guess they would have killed her. So I guess, at that point, there's a lot of people there. I guess the argument is she couldn't just go, game over, I won. Although that would have been a funny ending. I loved that twist. I thought it was really funny. And you, like you said, you see it coming, but it's you still can't wait for it to happen. And it was, like you said, it was a genuine dilemma for a bit there. You're like, well, yeah, they're fucked. What are they gonna do? I thought this.
I would say the first one's better.
Oh, undoubtedly.
I think it's a lot more.
It's tight.
What's the word? Yes, that's yeah. It's a lot tighter. There's a lot less going on, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more sort of ease of the way it goes. But this was a surprisingly good sequel.
I think it was almost as good as the first in many ways. I still, like you, think the first film was better.
Yeah.
But as far as sequels go, this is a wonderful sequel. This was great.
Yeah, and I think in the first movie, Samara Weaving's performance carries that movie. You're totally
100%.
with her as she goes along. And what's good about this one is that the addition of the sister doesn't take away anything from that at all. In actual fact, it enhances that, and why they've done it, because it gives it that she has the whole it's my sister, I'm going to be doing things for my sister, but it works brilliantly. It's done really well, and you believe it. It isn't just convenience, even though it is. It's not. It doesn't feel like it's just a terrible fucking contrivance. It actually feels like a natural thing. Yeah, Michelle Gellar's great. The Sean Hatosi, who's Titus, he's really, his character goes from being kind of a joke and a bit of just an asshole to being actually, I think, genuinely scary come.
Yeah, I agree.
Come the end. And all the other characters, like, I particularly like. Is this done by the same? Hang on, let me just look at something a minute. Is this done by? Yeah, so it's done by the same people who did Abigail.
Yes.
Which previously had Catherine Newton in, and I loved it at the very beginning when Kevin Durant, who is great in Abigail, he turns up at the very beginning for a very short amount of time, and his character is great. He turns up, he tries something, and it goes terribly wrong for him, but it's really fucking great when it does go wrong.
Yeah,
I really love that, and it's really fun. I liked all the other little, the stupid characters were great. It's such a fun horror movie that it has great funny moments. It has some really good, great gore moments. I suppose the nitpick is given the damage she'd received in the first movie, and more damage she gets in this movie. Yeah, she's crippled for life. There's no way she's fucking getting up from a lot of this stuff. But
I mean, they literally have to. They literally have to fucking shock her back to life at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's got that kind of crankness about it where you're like, yeah,
it does
fine,
have
whatever.
that crankness about it. Yeah, it does have that. It's just going to keep going. It's fine. Yeah. I really enjoyed it, and I think if you love the first movie, I think you'll definitely love this.
I also loved
the same stuff.
It's a minor thing, but I was really glad that they forced her back into the wedding dress. Even briefly, I was like, excellent. They forced her back into the wedding dress.
I thought that was a stupid idea. I thought this is dumb, but as soon as she put it on, it was like,
okay, yeah, no, it felt right.
That's actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it worked. But yeah, really fun movie, really fun. So, send help.
Send help.
Yes.
So this is Sam Raimi's first horror movie in God knows how long. Since
Drag Me to Hell?
Drag Me to Hell, I think, isn't it?
I was trying to think if there was one since then. I love Drag Me to Hell, though. Really enjoyed that
Oh,
movie.
Drag Me to Hell was great. So this is Rachel McAdams plays Linda Little, and Dylan O'Brien plays Bradley Preston, her boss. So she's this slightly neurotic. She's not an accountant. She's in planning or something, or planning and something. I can't remember what the bloody hell is now. But they all think she's basically an accountant because she does, and she seems to do everything, but never gets any credit for it. And she doesn't have any friends there because she's too full on. When she talks to them, they're all just like looking at her like she's mental because she does feel a little bit mental. And the boss of this firm has just died. And you do see in the office of the boss, because so you got the Bradley character is the new boss. He's the son of this guy. And when you get into the office, there's a big portrait of Bruce Campbell on the wall.
Nice.
So Bruce Campbell appears in this movie through portrait alone.
Excellent. Does the car appear in this movie?
Yes, it does. At the very
Excellent.
beginning,
I'd be very disappointed if it didn't.
We do get the car as well. So she was told by the previous boss that she was going to be promoted because of the work she does. But the new boss sees her, and there is this great. It's very Remy actually. There's this moment where she's gonna like introduce herself to the new boss, and she's just eaten a prawn sandwich, and she sees him come in. She stuffs the prawn sandwich in her drawer, but she has this big smear of prawn and mayonnaise on her mouth, and she leaps. The boss is going to his office, and she leaps in front of him and starts this tirade of introductions and how sad she is and how great it is that she's got the new boss and how she's looking forward to things. And all he's doing is just focusing on this tiny smear of goo on their lip. Like, yeah, that's really rare. But he doesn't want her, obviously. You know, he just sees her as this horrible, smelly, sad sack. That, you know, he's got his mate Donovan, who at the beginning you see that she's done all this work that should have taken weeks to do, and she gives it to this Donovan character to take into to the boss, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'll tell them that you did it. It's no problem that." And of course he doesn't. He takes her name off of it and does it himself. So he then gets promoted above her. She gets really upset. She storms into his office and says, "You know, your dad promised me this. I'm really good at my job, blah, 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 blah." So he, in a sort of, tries to placate her and a sort of get her out of the fucking office sort of thing. He says, "Oh, hey, I'm going to," I forget where it is they're bloody going. "I'm going to this meeting, I think it's with China or something. Going to this meeting with, hey, why don't you come on the plane and join us?" So, of course, she gets on this plane with these fucking dickheads who are, you know, just messing around. And clearly for them, this is going to be a lad's week.
Yeah.
They'd sort of forgotten that she was going to be there. So she's busy working away on this bloody deal while they're just fucking drinking and being dickheads. And one of them, the guy who got promoted over, brings out this laptop and says, "Hey, look at this." And he brings out this laptop, and on the laptop is her audition for Survivor.
Right.
So you've already seen her home there's a brief thing at the beginning where you see her home, and she just has books and books and books on how to survive, how to, you know, make shelters and what to eat, what plants not to eat. She's just everywhere, full of, you know, her whole thing. So they're there watching this her
audition
interview sort of video for Survivor, and they're just laughing at it. And of course she sort of catches that they're laughing at something, so she takes her headphones out, looks over, she can hear that it's her that they're laughing at. So she she deletes everything on this thing, and she's like, fuck you, sort of thing, you know. She doesn't say anything to them, but she's like, you know, she's had enough. When basically the plane has engine trouble, all starts going wrong, the plane starts disintegrating, and all the others get sucked out
there's no
sorry,
I was gonna say I was just gonna say there's no survival book for plane disintegrating around you.
No.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So there's some quite fun stuff on them surviving.
Yeah.
The plane goes, and she wakes up on this beach, and then she finds the boss on unconscious on the beach as well, and he's got a massive wound in his leg. So she immediately builds a shelter and puts him under it and starts making coconut things for collecting water with palm leaves and all that sort of stuff. And she's just doing, this is her element. So basically that's the movie. The movie is, the roles are reversed now. He's useless. He's a useless dickhead who's injured,
knows nothing, and is injured. Yeah,
he is this shit hot survival nut job. And from there, it's their relationship and how, there's a wonderful scene of her getting one over on him in a very horrible and brilliant way that works. You kind of know what that. Well, I won't say that, but it's very funny and very gross, and I liked it a lot. So overall, it doesn't really get properly Remy until the last 30 minutes.
Okay.
There were hints, there were little bits of him, but in the last sort of half an hour, it goes full Tonto and like, oh yeah, no, this feels a lot more in that sort of territory. Rachel McAdams is bloody wonderful, and apparently he wanted her to do this movie because of how well she worked on the Doc Strange movie.
Right.
He said that she was so good in that he specifically wrote this sort of part for her. He specifically wanted to work with her and chose her for this movie, and she's great. They do a really good job of making Rachel McAdams look dowdy and slightly gross, until she gets on the island where there is this funny scene where she her hair's all raggedy and she's got these cracked lips, and she finds this pool, and there's this scene where she suddenly becomes that that shampoo advert girl,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like her hair becomes all boofy, and she looks all clean, and it's actually a really funny scene. Dylan O'Brien is great as the absolutely obnoxious boss, and there are times where you begin to feel for him. Actually, there are times where she's so fucking out of control and over the top at times that you're like, oh god, can you imagine being on this fucking island with only her, who knows everything, shit, but she's beginning to lord it over you and being really horrible. And not enough to make you like the character because he's still a cunt, but they did quite a good job of doing it a little, making you feel at least a little something for him. Uh, I would say the it's not a terribly long film, was it? What was the time on it? Yeah, it's 2 hours. Actually, that did feel a little too long. I think it takes quite a long time to get to a certain point where you're like, okay, this should have happened earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to spoil anything, and I think there are certain bits that you think that are obvious that were obvious, because of. So actually, there are hints that that's what's going on. And I do think it could have been paced a little quicker to get to that point. No, I think there were deaths that I think could have been added. That sounds weird.
No, I know what you mean. Especially
Yeah,
for a Sam Raimi horror movie,
yeah, yeah. Um, but when you do see what when it does eventually get to this sort of point, they're actually pretty good. It's quite. It sort of feels like half of a really good Sam Raimi movie and half of a sort of slightly meandering survival movie,
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
like. But that's not a terrible thing.
No, I was going to say it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No, um, it's not going to be a Remy movie. I think you return to.
Fair enough.
I mean, I would happily go and watch Drag Me to Hell again now because
Me
I
too.
think Drag Me to Hell was his last great movie.
In fact, just from mentioning it earlier, I've been thinking since I mentioned it. I might rewatch that soon.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I'd like to watch that again. Um, there were there were lots of little things that you think that there were lots of like being sick and
Yeah.
gross out stuff that's very on brand
Raimi.
that
Yeah.
that you come to expect from him for this sort of movie. So you get all of those, and I think the main thing again with this is that Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien are so good that at least that's that's something that makes it slightly better than this might have been if it would have been lesser actors. I was really happy to see Dennis Haysbert, which I haven't seen him in anything for a while. He was quite a small role, but it was just good to see him again. It is mostly just two actors, surviving each other and their situation, and it works pretty well between them. They have a very good antagonistic chemistry together, so that certainly works. But yeah, I think it takes too long to get to the Remy stuff. But other than that, I did enjoy it. It was just good to see a Remy movie that worked, because that Doctor Strange movie was.
Oh, he tried. It wasn't his fault, but yeah.
No, I think I mean, clearly he didn't get to do what he wanted to do in that movie.
No. I don't think anyone does in those movies.
Yeah, you can see the bones of him in those movies, but it's not a good.
I think the fact that you can even see Sam Raimi in those movies just speaks to how fucking great Sam Raimi is that he managed to get some of himself in there, But yeah, I will definitely give this a go because it's been on my list.
I certainly recommend it to Remy fans, and I think just horror fans in general, actually, I think can appreciate it. But it's not brilliant, but it's an average horror movie that with some nice stuff in it, I would say.
Yeah. Ah, cool. Well, I will certainly give it a go. And finally, I saw Mortal Kombat 2. The new Mortal Kombat 2. Not Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yes.
I've seen that, but that's not what I'm reviewing today.
Yeah.
So follow up to Mortal Kombat, the mostly fun movie. And here we have the sequel. And if you complained or had an issue like I did in the first Mortal Kombat movie that we never really got to Mortal Kombat, the tournament didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Here we are. The tournament is here, and it's Mortal Kombat 2, by which I mean it's like Mortal Kombat 2 the video game too, because it's, you know, it's in Outworld and whatnot now, and it's the tournament you remember playing from Mortal Kombat 2, because Mortal Kombat 1 the video game, it was set on Earth, the tournament was on Earth. And I didn't feel like the first movie had much of a tournament on Earth feel.
No,
it was like just kind of stuff was going on, and they were trying to. It was all build up to the tournament, whereas this is the tournament. So
also,
this,
the weirdest thing about the first one was that whole, we're gonna add a new character. You're gonna follow this guy around. It's like, okay.
Can I give you a minor spoiler to this movie?
I've heard what happens to that character.
So I'm going to say what happens to that particular character, and only that character. This is the only spoiler I'm really going to give you.
Yeah.
Not only do they kill Cole, not only do they fucking kill him, and I cheered when they killed him, they then kick him into acid and his body they're like, no, he's gone forever. There's nothing.
We're completely erasing him.
Because this movie makes a point of, and it's a good idea, where they're like, hey, look, you know, there's supernatural powers here, so people are being brought back to life that had died in the first movie and stuff. So, you know, they can do that because they got supernatural powers. But not Cole, because his body no longer exists. He has been completely obliterated. He is gone forever. I cheered. I was very happy when he died. Although, to be fair, he's barely in it up to that point. He's far less annoying because he's not really there.
Yeah.
It's quite clear that this time around, Johnny Cage is the star of the film, played by Carl Urban. Johnny Cage, of course, is a film star. He's an action star, and in the movie continuity, he was, he's a washed-up action star. You've probably seen the trailer where he's got, like, you know, that Mission Impossible style poster, and, you know, huge action star who's now over the hill going to conventions and whatnot, and, you know, turns out he used to be a fighter once. He was actually a pretty good tournament fighter, but gave it up and became an actor. So he's kind of bitter about that. He's approached by the heroes of Earth, you know, to represent Earth Realm in the tournament, and he's obviously reluctant until he sees that, you know, this is all real. And then he does. So he joins briefly, and then sees that it's actually, you know, people get killed, and he's like, I'm leaving. This is a terrible idea. But ultimately is pulled back in, I think, because Cole gets killed, so he's kind of up. I don't know. Right. Is this movie stupid? Of course it fucking is. It's a Mortal Kombat movie.
I was going to say, I think you have to have it. Making a full-on po-faced Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, it would have been awful. It would have been so bad, right?
Yeah.
So, my point when watching this movie was, like, this is a stupid movie. It's very silly. But honestly, I don't think you could ask for any more from a Mortal Kombat movie than you get from Mortal Kombat 2. Like, it is everything you would want as a fan of Mortal Kombat is in this movie. There's loads more of the characters are in it. The story's passable. It's fine. Raiden gets attacked by Shao Kahn's forces, and so he is dying. They steal some of his power, and so he's still alive, but he can only produce so many portals and help him so much before he dies, and they need to get this amulet back to save his life and bring him back to full power. That's the crux of the movie. One of the things I loved about this movie, and this was great, was that the first movie had this weird thing, and it might have been in the games, but I don't ever remember it being part of the games. I only played the early games, though, like the first 3. But they made this weird thing about how you have a mark, and your mark gives you your power, and then if you got the mark, you got the power. And we saw in the first one you can inherit the power and stuff, but in this I was like, so Johnny Cage doesn't have a mark, does he? Does he have a mark? And the whole way through I was like, but what's his superpower? Because like, you know, everyone else has got like superpowers, right? These wonderful bastards, they were like, his special power, which is genius, his special power, I think from watching the movie, his special ability is that he just needs to do movie stuff. Like, he needs to act, do his fake martial arts, and it actually works. That's basically his superpower. Is that if he does his stupid acting fighting, all the stupid shit that you would see in an action movie, like, that's ridiculous. Well, so it works.
His power is improbability.
Pretty much. His power is like, if you act like fucking Chuck Norris or Steven... No, not Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was legit, I guess. But Steven Seagal or you know, like Van Damme. If you do the like stupid, do the splits and do stupid moves, it works. Because that's his power. And I thought that was quite brilliant. I was like, that's funny. Because at one point they, you know, is you know, the fate of the world all comes down to him. And he's like asking them, like, well, you know, what can I do? And Sonya just turns to him and she's like, act. You're like, okay, sure, why not?
Fair enough.
So yeah, I had an absolute blast. It's very silly. It's perfectly paced. It's, if you didn't like the first one, you won't like this one. If you had issues with the first one, I think you'll like this one more. I think it resolves most of the issues we had with the first movie, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did the obvious thing, which was to bloody make Johnny Cage the main dude. I mean,
yeah, really weird that they didn't do that originally, but yeah.
No. Or, I mean,
honestly...
Or even make Liu Kang bloody the main hero, or whatever. Pick one of the bloody heroes. Yeah. Don't make up a new fucking one.
If I had one criticism with this movie, there's not enough Kano. Who was the savior of the first movie.
Well, they brought him back, didn't they? Brought him back, haven't they?
They've brought him back. He's in it. He's in it. Yeah. Again, they've now said we can bring people back from the dead. We can raise people from the dead. So your characters can die and they can come back later. Yeah. And so so he comes back. He's great. He's not in it enough, in my opinion. But when he's in it, he's great. He's fantastic. Again, he's hilarious. Yeah, just a really fun movie. You get a lot more of the characters from the other games, like Baraka and Shao Kahn, and you know, it's Sindel, and yeah, it was great. It's great fun. It's just a fun, silly action movie. But I don't know what more you would want from a Mortal Kombat 2 film. It's extremely gory. It's great. It's just a great time.
I mean, that's something that you should definitely have in your Mortal Kombat movie, is lots of gore.
Yeah, and this film has that. I mean, the first one did too, but
because that's always been one of the big things that put Mortal Kombat initially. You know,
that's what it was all about.
Was the kills, the fatalities, the massive amounts of blood. You know, none of the other Street Fighter didn't have any of that.
No, I mean that was always the thing, wasn't it? I guess controversial to say. Is it controversial to say? But Street Fighter 2 played better. But Mortal Kombat 2 had all the gore and the edgelord stuff. It was great as a kid. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It had all the edgelord stuff.
And yeah, it was great for it. And I did say, I remember, I think I said on this show actually, but I said the other day that it felt to me that of the two franchises, being Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, that Mortal Kombat is the obvious one to adapt to film because it does have some lore and a reasonable story to kind of go with, you know? Street Fighter does have a story with Shadaloo and all of that kind of stuff, but really this one has some fun lore and, you know, stuff you can delve into.
I think it's all over the place, and I think it changes from game to game, but...
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've only really played the first three properly.
I've played some of the later ones as well, and I know they've changed. There are certain things about characters change, I think.
Well,
But
don't they do time travel at one point and reboot everything? I think that happened.
oh, I think it goes all over. Yeah, it goes all over stuff,
Yeah.
places like that, and I know you get characters that are the children of characters and stuff like
Sure.
that, and you
But
get all that sort of stuff. It does get quite mental.
there are some lovely little bits in the movie, like they do when they start fighting, these torches appear with like points, and it's like literally the video game. Like literally just in the sky. It just lovely little bits like that, and like all of the fucking moves. Like, you know, if you want to see the fatalities from the games, you will definitely see some in this movie. I'm not going to spoil them, but you will get to see some. You will get to see most of the familiar characters do their familiar moves, and it's wonderful as a result. You know, because some of those things I've not seen since the 90s, and I was like, oh god, yeah, that was a move that used to happen. I remember that, you know? Yeah, it's just really fun. I mean, I think if you think you would enjoy Mortal Kombat 2, you will enjoy it. That's what I will say. If you think you will hate Mortal Kombat 2, you will hate it for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's clearly one of those movies that's only really going to appeal to people that love that sort of thing. It's not.
But at least it appeals to those people.
My mum would not have watched this movie.
No, but at least it appeals to those people. At least it appeals to fans of the games.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, that's not a given. Nowadays, they make these adaptations just to piss people off who like the games or whatever. And you're like, why did you do that? Because now no one's going to watch your film. No one's enjoying it. You know, at least they cater to their audience here. And that's commendable.
It proves again that if you actually do what you're supposed to fucking do with these movies...
Absolutely.
People are going to be more interested. I mean, the next Resident Evil movie, it's like... They always said, "Oh, well, we're doing my own thing." It's like, no, don't do your own fucking thing.
Yeah,
do a Resident Evil movie for fuck's sake. It's just it's not rocket science, for fuck's sake.
It's really not. And now we've got a new now we've got a new Resident Evil movie, and they've just gone, I know how to make a Resident Evil movie good. I'll just do nothing related to the games at all. We'll just make a movie and call it Resident Evil. You're like, okay. I mean, it does look like a fun movie. It looks nothing like Resident Evil, but no, whatever. This looks like Mortal Kombat, and it watches like Mortal Kombat. It was fun. You know, silly fun.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna watch it. I did really enjoy the first one. You know, it had its problems, but overall, it was an enjoyable movie overall.
Yeah, and here you just get all of the good stuff from the first one. It's just all the fun. It's great. So, I think this might be a first in the Movies Made Us Do It history. I liked every fucking film I watched this week, which is rare. You know, one film of the year contender for sure. And honestly, the other three were fantastic too. Really enjoyed all of them. So yeah. Any news?
Not much. The only thing I did see that piqued my interest, they're releasing I think it's a 4K version of Dracula, Hammer's Dracula, which apparently has new scenes. They've apparently found.
Oh, the original, Universal's Dracula.
No, Hammer.
Oh, I thought they already did that. They've found more?
They've apparently found some more footage, and they've put it in.
Because I remember the last release, which I own, is the one where they added the death scene was a bit more gory.
Yes. Well, apparently they've added more, and it's getting a cinema. It's getting a cinema release as well.
Oh fuck it, I'll do that.
So
I'll happily watch that in the cinema.
I'm very intrigued by that. I did see one trailer that I thought was quite fun, which was Victorian Psycho. I just thought, oh well, that's clearly made for me. Is it Mika Monroe? I think is the main star. I thought that looked quite fun. But other than that, I think it's again more just a bit quiet. Nothing really piquing my interest too much.
Well,
So yeah.
Anyone die?
Probably, but no,
no one that we've noted. Okay, that's good.
no.
Well, this is a bloody positive episode, isn't it? All the
It
movies
is.
were good, and nobody died. It's just a great. It's been a fantastic week, 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's
been a good.
But yeah, cool. Well, we're still we kind of think we know what we're going to do next week, but just in case we can't get it, we'll hold off on saying it. We will be back next week with a deep dive into a classic or maybe more modern movie. But until then, stay safe, take care, and we will catch you next time.